All right. Welcome to another episode of How I Met Your Mortgage. As always, I'm your host, Adam Smith with Just the Tips Coaching. And we've got a really cool guest for you guys today. Every now and then we find a diamond in the rough, meaning somebody who's relatively local, hasn't been on the show, has all kinds of things going on in their lives, and still kicks ass when it comes to something in the direct-to-consumer, large ticket item space: real estate, mortgages, insurance, financial planning, etc. And this is going to be a really cool episode. I've already got kind of a tingle. So let's not delay. I'm going to bring our guest on. Welcome to the show, Jina St. James. Hi, Jina.
Hi, thank you. I love the intro.
Oh, well, thank you.
Right.
Again, extemporaneous. We got to talk about that before the show went live. But seriously, I mean, you have so much shit going on that it is just out of this world. So I talk a lot about how I've made a fairly earnest effort in my life in recent years to carve out synthetic drama, right? Where it's just not needed, whether it's Facebook groups or relatives or whatever, because there's so much organic drama. We have businesses and clients and employees and spouses and children and parents and all the things that we do have to deal with that generate organic drama that I just don't have any room for it. But you've been married, what, a quarter of a century?
Yeah.
You haven't killed him yet.
Nope. And he hasn't killed me, so we're on track. We're doing good.
Okay. 6 children.
Yep.
You killed it. There weren't 7 at one time, were there?
There was 7.
It was a teenager, and we had to axe that one out.
We don't talk about any evidence.
we don't talk about that because they'll never find the body. Got it. Perfect. And you've been doing real estate for a good long while.
Yeah.
And just so, well, you probably do know, but so our audience knows, for those of you that are relatively new to this one, we do have real estate agents, loan originators on the show. We have something of a vetting process, and there's a timeline that we study. I mean, Jina, you and I have probably had this on the books for a year, and we were studying you long before that.
Oh, wow. That's not creepy.
No, it's a little creepy. Yeah, absolutely. We were cyber stalking, no doubt about it. So our audience knows that you've already been through this vetting process, that you're doing decent production, that you have a lot of public persona, that your clients like you. You're not the 1-star Zillow agent, and they're out there. So that kind of thing. So just so everybody knows, on top of going through our vetting process as far as production, continuity, familiarity, what the reviews say about you, those kinds of things, that you're also juggling all this other stuff and still making this work the way that you do. So let's get in the Wayback Machine for a minute here and tell us, how did you get started? What in the world made you think being a real estate agent was going to be a good idea? Okay. No answer there.
I like to take on challenges more than I should.
Fair enough. Okay.
I was one of those weirdos that loved to go check out model homes and see all the new styles, and even more so the building style, not just all the design of like the furniture and stuff, but the actual design of buildings. And so I dragged my poor husband to all these places. And I'm like, how can I do this as a living? And so that's kind of where it started.
Okay. It's funny. For those of you who don't know, Gina's in Colorado Springs, Colorado, just a quick hour down the road from us here in Denver. Well, not a quick hour because it's I-25, but
depends on the time of day.
It depends. Not anymore. It's a train wreck. Going through Denver, through the Springs and the downtown areas are both difficult. But Denver's got a really boring construction history. We have a lot of historic property, 100 years old, 100 to 150 years old, certainly in the residential space. And back then, they only built like 4 different homes. They built the Denver Square, they built a Tudor, they built a colonial. And that was literally like it. We have like 4 different styles of homes in the city proper. And Colorado Springs, while certainly of similar age. I don't know about, becoming an actual city, has a lot more variety in that sense when we look at the older homes.
Hmm.
It's kind of cool. And I'll bet with new stuff, and when we're talking about you being a buff for new stuff when it comes to construction and design, um, it's not all that new. You've been doing that and torturing your husband for quite a while.
Yeah.
When did you start?
So I started my real estate career at probably the worst time, which is when the market crash happened. And I didn't start it here. I started in California.
Ooh, are we talking like 07, 08, the Great Recession?
I wanted to get the real full effect of, do I want to be like trial by fire?
Yeah, you did.
If I can survive this, I can survive anything. And yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, and back then homes were buy one get one free in California.
Pretty much. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was crazy. We had a lottery system. Like a lot of people don't even know what that is. You didn't get to pick your house. They would draw your name and they would have four houses and they would say, okay, out of these four houses, which one do you want? And that was it. And that was insane. We were part of that process. That also helped me go, okay, I got to get into real estate so no one else deals what we dealt with.
Ah, that's really interesting. We don't hear a lot of that where they got into it to protect their
Mhm.
circle,
Yeah.
to make sure that other people didn't have to suffer the mistakes that
Oh, yeah.
went on in that period, that kind of thing. That's really interesting. Obviously, we see a lot of whys when it comes to, helping our friends, helping our family, influencing our circle, that kind of thing, making sure that, people don't make the same mistakes we did
Yeah.
or that we saw others make. There's still plenty of that out there as well. There's a lot of that out there. we we actually do a bi-monthly video blog series on homeowners tips, and I'm not a real handy guy when it comes to swinging the hammer. I'll go
Mm,
turn a wrench on the car, no problem, but I have made some missteps in the home improvement world,
yep.
and we have literally done like 75 videos on here's something Adam screwed up so you can learn from his mistakes.
So like a home
um,
improvement series. I love it.
yeah, a very tongue-in-cheek, scared straight, hey, when you have to patch and paint that wall, don't accidentally use this deck stain that looks like it's the same color.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, did you know that deck stain erodes the spackle? I didn't know that.
I
A
did
good
not
good
know.
lesson to learn. Yeah, I had to start
Yep.
that project. I did that project twice. Yeah, after the dog had chewed a hole in the drywall.
Gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
times. All
Yeah.
right, so that's really an interesting time to be getting in. Now, a couple of things come to mind, but one of the things that a lot of people ask me when they're considering a career in real estate or mortgages, um, is they ask, it's really hard right now, huh? And I'm like, well, it's always hard.
Yeah.
It's just a different kind of hard
Hmm.
all the time.
Absolutely.
You have to be fluid. You have to be dynamic. You have to be malleable
Mhm.
because you're in a dynamic industry. The real estate shifts, the markets shift, the buyers shift, the sellers shift, all these kinds of things. And if you're stagnant with it and you're the guy that was really good at short sales and REOs, you're probably not in real estate anymore if you didn't adapt.
You have to adapt all the time. It's a never ending moving target. Um, which I think I personally enjoy. It's never a dull moment. Every day you learn something new. You will never know it all. And if you think you know it all, it's time for you to get your ass out of the industry, point blank.
Well, or go get educated.
Well, okay, you can go get educated, but I think the moment that a person thinks they're too good in their industry is it's time for them to retire because this will keep you humble 100%.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Flashing forward over the course of what's now getting on a 20-year career for you.
Mhm.
Sorry. By the way, everybody, Gina started when she was 8.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
want to throw that out there. Okay. But I don't think that it's any less difficult today.
Mm-mm.
I'm seeing where the transactions are twice as much work as they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is very, very different than it was then, certainly, and even than it was 3, 4, 5 years ago.
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, obviously there's still a lot of people, not as many, getting into these lines of work. Well, certainly in real estate, I don't think we ever really hear tale of new mortgage originators. Nobody wants this job. And I at this point, I'm not sure that I blame them. It is so difficult, so complex. Um, but again, I think if you keep your eye on the prize and in classic old Zig Ziglar fashion, just try to help as many people as you can get what they want,
Yeah,
then you'll get what you want.
exactly. You take care of
So yeah,
people.
just take care of people. That's
Yeah, it's
pretty.
pretty simple.
Yeah. All right. So we've started this in California, and I know what the CADRE is like in getting a real estate license, a mortgage license. It is not a picnic.
No.
That's one of the places where the bar is higher than most. We do talk a lot about how it's probably too easy for real estate agents to get into the business. Getting into the business in California is a little different. No questions. So here's Jina touring model homes, thinking, how can I turn this into a career? Driving her husband crazy, dragging him through all these properties. And you decide to go get your real estate license. And where are the people coming from? Who are your first buyers and sellers?
So I had to get creative, and where I was originally located in California, there was this new shopping area of all these small businesses. And so we would do back in the day these real estate newsletters that you would print and mail out. And I didn't have the money to do that. So I went to these businesses and I'm like, hey, I will do a business size card for $10, add our, full page for, $20, blah, blah, blah. And I was able to pay for the newsletters and I sent them out all around my area, and they would get like coupons and stuff to the vendors and all the stores in there, and that's how I started.
You were selling ad space in your own newsletter to pay for the newsletter.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I had a problem. I needed it solved quickly.
That's a good one. There's no reason why maybe in a more digital format that isn't something that people could accomplish today even.
Oh, absolutely. You can take the same things I did. I learned really fast from that newsletter that humor goes really far.
Yep.
Especially on something as stressful. And I'm sure you're aware of this, just with anything with finances or a big purchase, they're already stressed out. So bringing in humor made a huge difference and helped me stand out a little bit more from, I hate to say it, but the more uptight people in the industry at that time.
There's still a few.
Oh, there's definitely still a few.
It wasn't just then, I promise.
It's still here.
Well, and we talk about this quite a bit, although not so much with podcast guests, but when we're coaching people on social media and video and so on and so forth, that transparency and authenticity is very, very important. People don't want to think of you as a real estate machine. And even now more than ever, people are far more concerned about who you are than what you do. For those of you that have been doing this for any length of time, they already know what you do. Your audience knows what you do. Yeah. And so focus on the who you are. And if that happens to be a sense of humor, because if we don't laugh, we'll cry kind of thing, then so be it. But that really raises an interesting point that a lot of people don't think about or focus on when they're new to the game is a lot of your buyers and sellers back then were people you didn't know. It wasn't your circle of influence. It wasn't Aunt Betty selling her home.
No, it's actually, and I think new agents kind of get, because they're like, go attack your circle, right? That's your most difficult client, is your circle, the people that know you, because they already have prejudgments against you. So if you're able to get over the fear and go attack those who don't know you and show them who you are, I think you'll find a much better career.
That is fantastic. And it's funny, we years ago we coached a team at England Volkers, And there was one member of the team who absolutely refused. I mean, basically outright refused to work his circle.
Mm-hmm.
And they had come from a Keller Williams operation, so they were real big on calling expireds and FISBOs, for sale by owners. Sorry, that term is going to mean something to all of you. And he loved doing it, and he was successful at it and still is. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, really preferred, fresh meat in the grinder. He wanted to work with essentially strangers.
Yeah.
Rather than run his circle. And yeah, you're absolutely right. I think another piece of that is your circle knows that you're a brand new real estate agent.
Exactly.
They know that you don't know.
Yeah. And but also don't know what you had to do to get there. I think that's kind of the oxymoron of it. They think that you don't know anything, but they don't understand all the education and all the training you should be getting training.
We hope.
Yeah. They don't understand that. They just see that you went and you got your license. They don't know all the hours that you put into it. And honestly, they're your most critical people. So again, they'll keep you humble.
That's true. Yeah, that reminds me of another past client. She didn't want it, and I can't remember what the group was, a book club or a Tupperware, group,
Yeah.
whatever the hell it was. It wasn't a Tupperware group, but she didn't want to talk about what she does with this inner sanctum of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, let's look at that from a different perspective, because you worked your tail off to get a license, to keep a license. It's a ridiculous wealth of knowledge, and you're keeping that from your closest friends and family. Yep. Why are you denying them all this knowledge that you have?
Mm-hmm.
It's not fair to them. And she kind of had a light bulb moment at that point. Okay, so when did you guys move from, and I'm guessing, I don't know the town you're from, but I'm guessing Bay Area. I know you're a Niners fan.
Yes, yeah, we so born. I always joke around when people say, "Where are you from in California?" I'm like, "Well, do you want to know where I was born, lived, or worked, or play?" Because they're all different. But when we left from Central Valley, so close to the Bay Area, because you had to move inward to survive. But yeah, we came out here. Gosh, I have to look back, but I think 2000 and right about 2009, I think, is when we came out here.
Okay, so you've split your career pretty equally right now between half of it in California and half of it in Colorado.
Yeah.
Are you still doing any business in California? Are you dual licensed?
I'm still licensed there, but no, I just focus on Colorado. I like to refer out to my friends in the industry out there and vice versa.
It probably changes too much to really keep your finger on the pulse of that market and this market.
Well, and it's so different. Like in California, you have to disclose if there was a murder or death in a home, where in Colorado you don't, because that stigmatizes the property, where in California you do, or you can get in trouble for not releasing those facts. Yet both states look at it differently. So there's so many differences between the two states that I'm like, you know what? I'm going to let you guys do you, and I'm going to do me.
Okay. So I'm guessing that you'd already come to Colorado when you axed your teenager.
When I what?
When you eliminated one of your teenagers.
Yeah.
All right. That makes sense. Much easier that way. Then I don't have to disclose that I did that in the house. Cool. Very cool stuff. But I think that it speaks volumes about the fact that you basically had to reset. I mean, you're almost starting a career over again when you make a move like that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay. So now 10 years ago, rather than 20, where are your first Colorado buyers and sellers coming from?
So I did a major change when I came to Colorado. I, again, was doing what I always do, go check out new builds. And I'm like, this is really cool. How do I do that here? And in Colorado, you don't have to have your license. So I had my California license, but not my Colorado license. And so I was able to jump back into the real estate world very quickly and work with builders. And I think that was probably the biggest leap in my career because I was able to learn how to show a home, sell a home, work with multiple people, different aspects, and they were coming to see me. And so it really honed in my skills of how to help families find the not only the right home but the right price point, the right lenders, like bringing the full circle into the spectrum, if you will.
Okay, and we already know that you're going against the grain at every opportunity that you get, because we talk about a lot of agents that don't have the success that they had hoped as a real estate agent, and then they go work for a builder.
Mm-hmm.
Usually not the opposite.
Yeah.
Although I think you're our second guest this year that had a successful career with a builder and then decided to go do their own real estate game, that kind of thing, which is really kind of a cool stepping stone when it's done in that direction. When you left the builder to go to real estate, was it EXP at the time, or have you made a company change in that time frame as well?
No, I started with a smaller brokerage. I was kind of at that point where I'm like, do I really want to stay in the real estate world? Well, as any agent will tell you, if you truly love what you do, you keep getting sucked back in.
Yes.
So I partnered up with a friend at a brokerage. I learned really quickly what I did not like about brokerages and made a change. And when I made that change, I went to Cutting Edge Realtors,
Sure.
and they were amazing. They gave me a lot of tools, let me spread my wings and grow. But then I hit that ceiling again, and I was like, okay, I need to spread my wings a little bit more and be able to do more and be able to work just outside of Colorado Springs, be able to work in different states and different things. And that's where EXP came in. And it was probably one of the best decisions, one of the hardest decisions, because the brokerage I was with before was like family. So that was hard, but it was the right decision because we haven't looked back since. We're just going.
I think both have significant merits. We love the group at Cutting Edge. For, I wouldn't even call them small anymore, but for an independent brokerage, and obviously fairly hyper local to the Springs, I think they're doing great work. The cast of characters that work at Cutting Edge are wonderful people. I don't think we've ever come across somebody we didn't enjoy working with. EXP, obviously a little more broad. And when they really hit the scene, the technology couldn't be touched. And the fact that you can kind of be at a flag operation like a Remax, like a Keller or EXP in that group, and still maintain so much independence is really unique. I don't think that really exists anywhere else in the business right now. There are other companies that do that, Real, Compass, but not on that scale. So it's still a unique model.
Yeah, it's a very unique model, and it's interesting because when you get into real estate, there's like these stepping stones, right? First, you start as an agent. It can be a buyer's agent or a listing agent or a showing agent. You work your way up. You become a team lead. Your next step is a broker. Like that's the all being is becoming a broker. Well, I watched people do that and watch how miserable they were. I don't think I want to do that, nor do I have to. And so what was kind of cool with EXP is that you were able to, in a sense, be like a brokerage within a brokerage. So you have the backing of EXP, the lawyers if you need them, the teaching, the training, all the things you could possibly need, but still bring on people to be a part of your core group. So that's what I really liked. And then not being stuck in just one area. If I want to get my license in another state, I can and still be a part of the same brokerage, which is huge for us.
Those of you watching or listening live or in syndication, I promise we didn't mean to turn this into an EXP recruiting.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that was not. We didn't have that intent. I swear it.
I did.
It's it's definitely a different model, but
Absolutely.
the agents that I know well that have embraced it do really well with it.
Yeah.
So, what does that look like inside of the St. James team?
Yeah.
Tell us about your team, your structure, who's doing sales, who's doing ops.
Yeah. So it kind of changed for us. We had the traditional team where everybody was under us. All the things they did had to only go under one person, and I hated that because I felt like my team wasn't getting credit for what they were doing. And so with the brokerage that I went with, I was able to let them be their independent agents, but still be a part of my team. And so now I just have a group of people that work with me that are like business partners, but they're still independent. So they get credit where credit's due, but they still get guidance and support from me. And then the key person that helps me is my husband. I took him out of, the restaurant business and brought him into real estate as far as with new builds. He worked with new builds. And then I was like, hey, babe, I am so busy. I need help. I'm drowning. And so I brought him over. And so now he does behind the scene things for me where I can be out front and work more with clients and get to do cool stuff like this. And meanwhile, he's making sure that the machine is working in the background.
Wow, out of the pot and into the fire.
Exactly.
All right, from the restaurant business into the real estate business.
Mhm.
Okay, that's really an interesting one. And how many of you are there? What does the St. James team
I would
comprise
say,
of when it comes to humans?
yeah, I would say our core group is about 6 people. So the ones that I interact with on a daily basis is 6.
Okay.
Eventually grow that, but I've been very strategic on who I'm bringing in, because you just have to. They're a representation of you and your team, and integrity goes a long way. And unfortunately, we're not seeing that so much. And so we're making sure we get the right people in place.
Well, we probably refer to that as company culture.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's really important because it only takes one person to derail what you've built.
Yes, I've learned that time and time again because I always want to give them a chance and then it bites me in the ass.
Yeah, I've got a current coaching client that was dealing with that with a potential new agent, and we walk everybody through how to, really read these people and do personality profiles. Enneagram was probably at the top of our list. And I got the opportunity to meet this agent that he was considering bringing on after I'd already read his personality profile, and they were very different. The first time I met him in person was very different than what I was expecting after I'd read his Enneagram. And then eventually through, deeper interview-esque type of processes, his personality profile did ring really true. And I was like, wow, okay, so Enneagram is still valid. That's good. That's important. But yeah, he had decided that, I should say they both decided that it wasn't the right fit. And I'm glad that they both had made that decision. So yeah, it's very, very important to get away from the numbers game of
Right.
how many agents you have.
Yeah,
I can't remember how long it's been since I saw Keller Williams boasting about having the most agents. I'm like, well, but they're not doing anything. I mean,
exactly.
anything times zero is still zero.
100%. Thank you. I wish more people would recognize that.
Yeah, no, it's not about how many agents, it's about the people. It's
Yeah.
about who they are. Which, yeah, was really kind of surprising to me. I mean, it's been a good long minute since we really focused on what Keller was doing for new agent training. And, 10, 20 years ago, that was a hub. If you were a new agent, odds were pretty good. You landed at a Keller office and you did get some great new agent training. All the things that weren't in real estate school, like how to
One,
find buyers and sellers.
Yeah,
right? And then I don't know when we strayed from that, but yeah, it's definitely different. But again, everything is dynamic. The world changes, and
you got it.
we're on for the ride.
Yep.
Okay. So I know we're going to run over, and hopefully I can milk a little bit more of your time because I really want to know, with the people that are doing this well these days, what are we doing in the way of technology?
Hmm.
How are we adopting and implementing AI?
Oh, I love AI.
Oh, cool. Did you watch the Super Bowl?
I did not.
Oh, wow. So you didn't know to go get your AI.com handle?
No.
Oh, well, one of my colleagues messaged me that the system had crashed shortly after. And I was like, maybe I waited the right period of time. But yeah, it's amazing what that kind of an influence from a Super Bowl ad can have.
Hmm.
But when you say you love AI, what does that mean? What are we doing with it?
Doing so much. We started our own AI company because we found a need in the real estate world. And bringing the customer service has always been a PowerPoint for us, and it's very important to us to make our clients feel like they matter because they do. But getting that personal service level is really hard when there's just one of you. So we learned how to incorporate AI into our business where it can keep track of things behind the scenes, how it can take inbound calls. So, and we let people know it's AI, which they think it's really cool. And then they'll ask questions like if it's Skynet. So you find out a lot about people when they know they're talking to an AI robot, they like just spill everything. So you learn a lot about people before you even have a conversation with them. So I love it. I think it's amazing. A lot of people are going on Chat GPT, which is very cool, but there's so many other things that are a little bit more advanced as well. And so being able to go in and dive into that and play around with it and really get to mold it and learn about it and stay out of trouble because of it. When you want to say something, you're like, you just type it out and you're like, okay, make this sound more friendly.
Yeah,
Edit.
there are some good basic tools in there, no question.
Absolutely.
Um, but I still see the majority of people, and certainly in the real estate space, either treating it like it's Google,
Mm-hmm.
or they are unable to get over the mental hurdle that there's a difference between a data set and AI.
Mm-hmm.
And while I'm a big fan of, say, Google Maps, right? I want to get somewhere. I put in the address, I get in the car, it tells me exactly where to go, and it knows everything in between: traffic, traffic signals, stop signs, all the businesses along the way, all the addresses. Is there a speed trap? Is there debris in the road? On and on. But it's just a data set.
Right.
So my primary AI, although we'll see what comes of a few of these things that I'm really tinkering with right now, Manus, Meta, we'll
Mm-hmm.
certainly see what AI.com does, those kinds of things. But I'm a Gemini user for the most part. I'm big on Google. Um, and I've taught it a lot about me, so I can tell it, hey, I've got to get to this closing and I want to get something to eat and I need to get some gas and I got to do the dry cleaner. And now it will actually generate a process where the AI comes in and it'll come back to me and say, hey, you can get gas here. You're not going to have time to eat unless you want gas station sushi. Good luck. And you're going to have to do the dry cleaner after your closing, but good news, they're open till 6.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, you can't have the gas station sushi because you're on a keto diet, so you can't have the rice. Whatever it is,
Yeah.
that process, just in real basic terms, is the differentiator between the data set and the artificial intelligence, the
Yeah.
actual process. So I still see a lot of people struggling with that. And then, God, I see a lot of people still creating problems for AI to solve.
Mm-hmm.
Problems they don't have and don't need,
Yeah.
but they are struggling to figure out how to use AI, like in the client retention space,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They're not using it to solve the problems they do have.
Correct. They don't know how to ask the right questions, how to prompt it. and the biggest thing is they're afraid to ask. And it's like, just ask someone, like reach out. There's so many
Go
people.
take classes. There's tons of training, and yeah, God, I just can't.
Such an amazing tool to have. It's an amazing tool, especially like I think where a lot of agents fall flat is marketing. They don't know how to market themselves because let's be honest, most agents come from a 9 to 5 job. They haven't had to have a business mindset of a business owner or an entrepreneur because you're kind of a mix of those two
You
things.
have to be, yes.
And so they don't think about marketing themselves. Matter of fact, they don't like to talk about themselves. I am one of those people that do not like to talk about
You're
myself.
doing a good job today.
Thank you. But you have a tool that can give you, like, literally lay everything out for you. Why wouldn't you take that advantage of that and use that? So, yeah.
I still don't see them, not en masse, certainly nowhere near the majority that are using it to even build the perfect client avatar,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Feed it data about who you want to work with,
Mm-hmm.
and
I
it
know.
will tell you who that is.
Yep.
And then it will tell you how to market to them,
Exactly.
where to find them on social media, what platform, what time of day, all these kinds of things, so that you can really dial in your marketing, whatever that means to you. And I don't like the term marketing because it makes me think about spending money. And guys, you don't have to. You can do all of this without spending any money if you're properly using the tools you already have or the ones that are free to you, like social media.
Well,
And what a great tool that people aren't using.
yeah. Yeah. 100%. It's an amazing tool, and it's something that we adapted in early on and really focused it on customer service aspect, how to retain our clients, how to make them feel like they're important and they matter to us because they do. What steps do we need to go beyond? Where do most agents drop the ball? Where can we pick up the ball? Like, just very simple questions that have been game changers for us.
Oh, we're gonna have to do another episode. There's so much in that. Have you read The Purple Cow?
No, but I read Joey Coleman's book, How to Never Lose a Customer Again, and that
That's
was for me.
that's a good one. But I think you hit the nail on the head when you said, "What are other people not doing
Yeah.
that we should be doing?" Because yeah, be that agent, be the one that'll do the things the others won't.
And not be afraid to do the other things. Don't give a shit about what other people think. Do what you want to do. Be the person you want to be and represent. Like I was joking with you earlier, I'm one of those agents that cusses. Some
You
agents.
did good today. You had
Oh,
mentioned that you were going to have to watch your fucking mouth.
I was
Had to get one out there. All right. Well, Jina, this has been amazing. And I know we're way over, and thank you. I know carving out this kind of time on a Monday morning is no small task. I'm going to find a much closer window to get you in for another episode because this has been fantastic, and we've still got 100 things to talk about.
I would love to. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. And for the rest of you that are watching or listening live or in the syndication, you can catch new episodes of How I Met Your Mortgage streaming live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube on Monday mornings at 9:30 Pacific, 12:30 Eastern. The podcast is up 48 hours later on Amazon, Apple, and Spotify. And if you want to see or hear past episodes, or you want to watch, well, really any of our video blogs, we do a weekly one, the weekly little tip. I don't know, copies of my books, info about our annual conference, whatever you want. It's all at justthetipscoaching.com. That's on the banner at the bottom of your screen if you happen to be watching and listening. Again, justthetipscoaching.com. And for the rest of you, we'll be back next week with a new episode of How I Met Your Mortgage. Jina, again, thank you. So much fun to have you on the show. And we will absolutely get you slated for another episode, lickety split. Don't run off.
I won't.
I'm going to run our extra, and then I want to talk to you. But before I do that, how do we find you?
I'm
You're
very
not hiding.
You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. It's all under St. James Team. I also work for an amazing builder called JS Luxury Homes, so you can find us there as well.
Cool. Thanks for doing it. And for the rest of you, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.